Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderella Phenomenon. Also, welcome to me. I meant to say bacon first, but that's okay. It's that kind of day today. If you hear some little children noises in the background, my cat is sniffly again. I apologize in advance. Now, let's continue on with Rumpel's route. It takes a while, but after several days, Rumpel finally allows me to go back to work. I cannot remember much of what happened when he was watching over me, especially that first day. It is all a little bit of a blur now, like it was all just a dream. Ah, Princess, back up on your feet? Yes, I am fine now. Oh, what a relief. Last I saw you, you looked quite pale. When? I dropped in to check on you in your room, but Rumpel was there. He told me that he had everything under control. Why did you need to check on me? Because I was worried, of course. Maybe you've been working too hard. No, I am fine. Just tell me what things need to be done. Are you sure you're okay? She's fine, Anise. Dolores suddenly appears before me, smirking. The princess is sturdy and a little too stubborn to let a little sickness get her down. If that had not been coupled with that face, I would not have an issue. I have not spoken with Dolores or Parfait since that night where they decided to tell me about Mother. Just thinking about what they told me. And again, they're trying to teach her goodness and she's still being snarky. It puts me on edge. Just gotta remember she's decent in other routes. She's decent in other routes. Ah, princess, why the sour expression? Allow me to calm you down with a little lullaby. Please don't. Excuse me? Twinkle, twinkle. The song you sang the night you cursed her. After discussing how she needs to learn goodness. After saying that you could feel goodness in her, she just needed to learn it. Really? You just can't not be nasty sometimes. Anise, give me those work orders now. Anise. Oh, the tables on the west are yours, Princess Lucette. She's literally bullying Lucette after telling her something extremely sensitive about her mother, and in a traumatizing sort of way, too. Like, this is beyond her normal bullying to me. Again, this is the song she sang the night she cursed her, where she became homeless, where she was nearly mugged, where she was attacked multiple times, and she's singing. What is wrong with this woman, and why did they think this was okay? Maybe the creators need to learn how to run their ideas through a third party or something. I quickly walk away from the bar and catch only the last little bit of Dolores singing. She sang that the night I was cursed. Hearing her sing it again is infuriating. The song slowly fades from my mind as I go about my work for the day. I'm still a little shaky on my feet, but not so much that I need to go back to bed. And additionally, considering just how upset it made her, Dolores should have immediately stopped. But oh no, Dolores doesn't give a crap. And honestly, I'm a little surprised Anise didn't say something like, Dolores, you're upsetting her. You need to stop. I don't know why you're doing this or why it's upsetting her, but you need to stop. And she's not going to be told that she's wrong. No one's going to talk to her. No one's going to make her apologize. She's never going to feel bad. She thinks it's funny. And I'm back to thinking Dolores is a shit person again. Just that quickly. As I am walking around the bar, I catch snatches of conversation as I serve food. I hear the king has been mediating arguments between his two advisors. That Mithros man? He reminds me of a snake, always smiling that slithery smile of his. I'm not the only one that sees it. Excellent. Man B's on my side. Please don't turn out to be a terrible person. Or is that Man B? Whoever Man B is, don't turn out to be a bad person, please. That one an Alcaster. Apparently there has been no end to their squabbles. The king missed his monthly visit to the town yesterday, didn't he? I wonder if he's sick. There's been no word from the palace, but I suppose he must have come down with something. Nothing would keep the king from visiting otherwise. What is going on at the palace? Ah, you heard about the incident with the royal guard? Apparently lots of them have been getting dishonorably discharged. Found doing something to dishonor the king's name. Uh-oh, he's thinning out the herd and making sure it's all his own loyal knights. Huh? Like what exactly? So he is Man B. Hello, Man B. Not sure. That information is still under wraps. I am walking forward, not watching where I am going when I collide with someone in my path. I feel a hand on my shoulder and then another lifts my chin. If it isn't the lovely princess, you're looking a lot peachier today. Because you're not as pale? Because the color is coming back into your skin? I'm still thinking of the king and the situations in the palace and barely hear Rumpel's words. It isn't until he leans closer to me and narrows his eyes that I realize he is so close. Ah, now Sleeping Beauty is truly awake, and here I was hoping I would have an excuse to plant a kiss on your lips, my sweet princess, if he had actually done this. Not a single reaction today. Not a slight blush, not a slap, not... Are you still sick? Must I perform another examination? Examination? Yes, by looking closely at your face, into your eyes. How are you, Dr. Rumpel? Rumpel stares at me with surprise. I'm not sure where the question came from, just that it was hovering in my mind. What? Princess, you wound me. I've not seen you do anything different from Anise. But my prescriptions. Even the people at the shops could tell us what medicines to buy. Fine, I'll show you. Rumpel's expression slips into something shockingly solemn. He looks at me gravely and extends a hand. If you'd be so kind as to come up to my room. Does going up to your room have anything to do with work? Gotta punch her in the face. Not that I'm upset with her interrupting what might have happened in his room. Delora appears before me again, this time without the snide smile. She raises an eyebrow. I don't think either of your shifts are over. She looks at me first. Also, I meant for the lullaby to inspire you, not scare you. Uh-huh. You're not stupid, Delora. You are not stupid, Delora. But nice try on that gaslighting you're doing right now. For a few moments she looks concerned, which startles me. The lullaby is certainly associated with a terrible memory, but the weight of that memory has dissipated over time, as has my anger at Delora. Stop letting people get away. This is not normal for her to let people get away with this. This is only in Rumpel's route. She would not let either of them get away with this crap under normal circumstances. Why are they... I don't like Lucette in this route. I'm going to be honest. It is still there, but holding on to that anger does me no good. It's still not okay for her to do that. It's still not okay, and you shouldn't be okay with her doing it. Tell her off, like you normally would. I sigh and shake my head. You have a terrible voice. Ah, there's the princess we all know and love. She crosses her arms. This is what leads to floor mat behavior. Anyway, you don't want me to sing you into action again, do you? Come to our room later then, princess. I'll show you proof. Proof? That I am a capable doctor. Rumpel walks off, leaving me with Delora, who looks at me skeptically for a few moments. Something on your mind, princess? There were so many conversations I heard earlier, so many questions that I have. While I do not want to speak to Delora, I may as well ask her about something she might know. I've heard rumors about the palace. Did you now? We still haven't confirmed those rumors yet. Look, princess, I know it's not your nature to trust people, especially right after they try and traumatize you with the freaking song. That's a little bit traumatizing now. Even if the creators don't want you to remember it, even if the creators want to pretend like it's not, it's still something that you shouldn't have done. But trust Parfait and me, at least. It's not like we are horrible to you or anything. We'll let you know if something is up, even though we kept a lot of truths away from you, and we lied to you a whole lot. You can trust us. Yeah. I'm ushered back to work, where I was very mad about that. I am ushered back to work where I spend the next few hours searching for more information. Unfortunately, everything I hear is just speculation. Good work today, Lucette. Has Rumpel already left? I think he went up to his room earlier. Thank you. Anise looks at me curious. What? You and Rumpel have grown a lot closer, haven't you? Well, we are partners. But in the beginning, you didn't even want him as a partner. And now the two of you are friends? Friends? If Rumpel considers me a friend, that should make me happy, but for some reason it makes me feel empty inside. Why? What else could we be besides friends? My cheeks feel warm as I try to think beyond the idea of just being friends with Rumpel. I'm happy that the two of you get along. Now that I remember, it was mentioned to me by a couple of people, including in the comments, that apparently some people ship Rumpel and Anise because of their dynamic and Rumpel's route. And I kind of agree with the commenter Ice Star that they don't really come off as like they have a potential for being a romantic couple. They more come off as like possible apprentice and master. If that makes sense. Why do I say if that makes sense so often? I don't really see a romantic potential there versus like say with Emmeline and Fritz. I thought that was really cute, and it's clear that she kind of has a little crush on him, and he'd be really good for her. I think that they would be a really good dynamic. Anise, I need to go. I told him I would meet him for something tonight. Oh, okay. Sorry for holding you up. Anise scrambles off, leaving me by myself. I stand there for a few moments in an attempt to still my thoughts, and then I begin to make my way to Rumpel's room. Rumpel? The door swings open, and there stands Rumpel. With a dramatic bow, he ushers me inside before closing the door behind him. I'm getting bad vibes. Wasn't entirely certain you'd show up, Princess. Normally when you go places with me, it's out of necessity. I only came to see this proof you insisted upon earlier. Proof that you are more than what you seem. He places a hand on my back and guides me over to a chair. He requests that I sit, and I do. Here it is, my proof. You tried to read it while you were sick, too. Your journal? I've seen him write in this before, but I thought it was for his memories, not for doctor things. He barely even works on patients now. Rumpel's persistence stokes my curiosity, and soon I find myself flipping through the pages of the book. This was the journal you had when the merchant found you on the streets. You said it was empty then. It was. I've been filling things in from my memory ever since I remembered my job. The book is filled with diagrams of the body both inside and out. I have no idea what most of the words mean. Now that I kind of think about it, I would have been questioning, if I had not seen him in action in the other routes, I probably would have been questioning if he was really that much of a doctor too. I mean, there was that instance with that guy that came by who required medicine. He definitely needed to be, a doctor definitely needed to be the person who figured that out. So from his experience, sure. But other than that, like she mentioned, you know, the shopkeepers knew what the herbs were. They already knew what herbs they needed. Anise can handle most of this. Heck, she might have been able to even figure out the medicine for that one guy. Though I'm doubting that. I do doubt that, actually. I take that back. But for the most part, he doesn't act like a doctor in his mannerisms, his behaviors. Again, he hasn't been wholly necessary for a lot of the medical stuff. If I had not seen him handling injuries and stuff like that, like actual open wounds, I would probably be questioning how much of a doctor he was too, because on top of that, the illnesses that he's cured so far that we know of besides that one guy, he went to someone else to get help. So we haven't really had a chance to see him with too many patients or with too many, again, injuries or whatever. What are all the smaller words here? Oh, parts of the pancreas. Not very fun to talk about. There's the papilla, the pancreatic duct. Why is it necessary to use such big words for such simple things? For clarification, sometimes when you diagnose a problem, it isn't as simple as telling a person that their heart is weak. I continue flipping through it, with Rumpel sometimes explaining things that are on the page, though I do not ask for the descriptions. Scattered throughout the journal are journal entries about his life. When I get to the last entry, I spot my name and begin to read, but before I can even get to the next word after my name, Rumpel has taken the journal from my hands. Sorry, my sweet, but a man's words are sometimes all he has. Insult them and you break him from the inside out. Huh? He thinks I'm going to insult his writing? But what did you think? Aren't you impressed with my sophistication, my breadth of knowledge, my intricacy? I'm surprised and proud that I said all those words without messing up. You drew some pictures and wrote fancy words by them. You're coming back, princess. You're coming back a little bit, princess. I cannot help the little laugh that escapes my lips. Immediately after I hear it, I feel myself flushing as Rumpel grins at me triumphantly. Your laughs are sweeter than honey, princess. That is such a creepy look. Because your voice is back and you're no longer sick and can hear it in all of its fullness. He takes a step closer to me and reaches out to touch my cheek. I flinch in surprise, but do not draw away. The rapid beating of my heart is not altogether uncomfortable, even if it does confuse me. He pulls his hand away from my cheek, then flicks my forehead. What was that for? I wanted to see the way your eyes glimmered. You looked oddly vacant there for a few moments. I open my mouth to speak again, but Rumpel surprises me by setting his fingers on my lips. He inches closer to me, so close that I can feel his breath on my cheeks. But even when you don't speak, your eyes speak for you. What? You have beautiful eyes, you know. Too close. Too close. Look away. There he goes again with his compliments. I should be used to them by now, but lately whenever he compliments me, I cannot stop myself from feeling flustered. When I look into his eyes, I can almost see my reflection in them. Without realizing, I look away from him, feeling my breath stop short before I can breathe out. Are you sick, princess? You look a little flushed. Seriously, Rumpel? Princess? He removes his finger. He does not, however, step back. I am still aware of his lips so close to mine, his eyes, which are still looking right at me. That was the right decision. Good, because, this feels different than a usual resistance. Could it be that you're embarrassed? He clears his throat, then starts speaking again. In any case, it's so nice to have you back, princess. I missed you while you were sleeping day in and out. You missed me? We have friends all over the Marchen. Yes, but none of them are you. You're special. My heart plunges like a rock. I can feel it everywhere in my body, reverberating from a place that doesn't feel like my chest. He lowers his face so that the two of us are seeing eye to eye. I forget to breathe as his hands go to my shoulders. Princess? Yes? I nail sharply as I get a better look at Rumpel's face. Up until now, I have not stopped to look too closely at his features. But now I cannot stop my eyes from taking them in. Whenever you're sick again, I'll be there to help you, because I am a doctor, even if you might not believe it. All you'll ever really need is a little vitamin B. Oh no! I'm gonna use that line on my friend. I'm gonna use that line. That's a good line. I'm gonna use it on my friend when she least expects it. I have multiple friends I'm gonna use that on. In one precious moment, every single bit of energy that had been between us vanishes. I stare blankly. I can't even read. I stare blankly at Rumpel as he smiles at me. No? I thought that one was actually good too. Rumpel pulls his hands away, defeated. I suddenly feel strangely upset. What was I expecting from him? What else could he have said? Oh boy. It's once again I am reminded of how much potential was wasted in this route. Oh my gosh. And that's an example of what I mean by, like, there are some cheesy lines he says that I love so that's why I'm like, I would have been totally fine with him keeping the cheesy lines. There's just some minor changes he would have needed to make. Oh, my tummy. Suddenly, I'm eager to look away from him. I look anywhere but at him, and eventually my eyes fall on a piece of paper. I recognize the name printed on the top, along with Rumpel's. Signature, in the response lying next to it. Rumpel moves to stand in front of the desk once more. Ah, you're still writing to Bria? I sent her a letter asking for my old journals. I'm convinced that's where the last of my memories are, but she refuses to give them to me. 'Cause she's a selfish jerk. I glance at Bria's letter, my eyes scouring the words. I make a mental note of the address on the envelope. But don't worry, princess, I'll figure it out. But for now, he reaches for me, but I duck out of the way of his hand. I have to do this now while the address is still fresh in my head. I just remembered there is something I need to do. But princess, I will see you tomorrow. I pause at the doorway to glance at Rumpel. See you tomorrow, princess. Sweet dreams. Good night, Rumpel. Done. I sealed the envelope over the letter I had been writing since I woke up. I sealed the envelope over the letter I had been writing since I woke up. And now I have to deliver it. I sealed the envelope over the letter I had been writing since I woke up. And now to have it delivered. After I have the letter sent off with a messenger, I return to my work for the day. It first starts with Mr. Broom, then with the serving. I look for Rumpel, knowing that it is now his time off, and am surprised when I see him sitting not with other women, but with Karma. The two of them are laughing together. I guess that advice isn't too terrible. I give the best advice, darling. I'm a man of the heart. Perhaps not as much as I am, but I can give you credit when it's due. What are you two talking about? What are you two talking about? Uh-oh. Were they talking about Lucette? Princess. Well, hello there, Princess. Karma's mischievous smile confuses me. Even Rumpel looks surprisingly shaken. You did not answer my question. We are talking about matters related to the heart. Of course you are. I took it upon myself to impart valuable advice to Rumpel. You are giving Rumpel advice, even though you two are always at each other's throats. Ah, even the bitterest enemies can become beloved friends. All it takes is a shared interest. I have no idea what you were talking about. But before I can say anything else, I am swept up by Delora, who calls me back to work. The day goes on, and soon it is almost my break. I go to the front to see if the messenger has arrived yet. Oh, Princess, there's a letter here for you. I did not expect a response. I open it up and stare down at the letter for a long time. Writing love letters to a secret lover, Princess? Rumpel appears behind me, his smile unusually small. He looks almost hesitant to be standing there. It is not important. I stuff the letter into my pocket and continue working. For the rest of the day, I ignore Rumpel. I do not want him asking me about this letter, just in case things do not go according to plan. He is obviously disheartened by my ignoring him, and his sadness only persists in making me feel guilty. This is not something he can know about, otherwise he will try to stop me. Almost everyone has gone to their rooms, including a very saddened Rumpel. The only people remaining are Anise and myself. Earlier, Waltz came in insisting that he speak to Delora and Parfait, and so the three of them are all off talking in the other room. Curiosity gets the better of me, and soon I find myself sweeping closer to the door. I edge it open quietly with my foot so that I can see what is happening inside. Sneaky, sneaky, Lucette! I didn't think he was alive. This is very troubling. He must have used the glamour. But the fact that I didn't realize it was him, is that the princess I spot peeping through the door. Uh-oh. I was just sweeping, bro. Just sweeping. There's a lot of dust near this door frame, don't you know? This is the dust. It's just dust. I try to hide, but all of the eyes in the room catch me before I can do so. It's dust. Do you eavesdrop on people often, Lucette? I had no real reason to eavesdrop on them besides my own curiosity. It's no harm done, Delora. Lucette, are you almost done with your chores? Ever since that conversation with Parfait and Delora, I have noticed that the words Parfait and I speak to each other are strained. Delora, however, is unchanged. I expect sarcasm from her now, but she does not deliver. She simply stands still and looks at me somberly. I am. And what are you all talking about? Hiding more things from me? We're talking about the rumors that have been going around the palace. What have you heard? I have a right to know what is happening at the palace. We would tell you if we knew for certain, Princess. Walt sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. I know the timing doesn't seem right, but I really should show myself out. I have a show early in the morning. He glances around at all of us. I'm going to excuse myself for the night. Good night, everyone. As he passes by me, he smiles. And to you too, Princess. Once again, everyone is being secretive. Why the sour face, Princess? Are you worried about what happens to the people in the palace you cared nothing? Delora? Delora. Okay, that was uncalled for. Yeah, it was extremely uncalled for. A lot of things you freaking do are uncalled for. But really, though, there is something I've been meaning to tell you. Since you're here now, I might as well say it. I knew you for 1 year before I cursed you. I saw what your mother had done to you. And I knew I need... Then why... We all know what I think and feel right now. When we talked about Hildur the other day, I was unfair in what I said to you. We all have to face reality, but you just can't be that nasty. And with the song thing that happened, and then be like, oops. No, I didn't mean that. What? I didn't mean it. What? Delora pauses, looking surprisingly solemn. She sighs, then continues. I always knew you had some good in you. I saw it when you spoke to your dolls. Which is why I said that very nasty comment to you just now. Because I knew you had good in you. You have a good heart. Which is why I go out of my way to bully you. Constantly. Many people enjoy flattery, Princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. Delora just complimented me? Still feel like she deserves a slap in the face. We'll say thank you for now. Out of all people, I did not expect Delora to compliment me. I wouldn't say thank you in person. I'd just kind of look at her, be silent, and then ask her why she did all these horrible things to me since then, and why Parfait didn't do anything to stop her. If they really wanted me to learn goodness. This would be the part where I would like just go off. But that's not who Lucette is this route, even though it was every other route. Out of all people, I did not expect Delora to compliment me. Not when she makes a point of always telling me the blunt truth. It's not always the blunt truth, it's just her being a jerk. Thank you. There is no shock on Parfait and Delora's faces when they smile at me. I'm beginning to think you and Delora are alike. Oh, so you think Lucette is the type to cause someone to become homeless and then laugh in their face about it, insult them constantly, and say, I did it for your own good? Is that what you're saying, Parfait? You're both stubborn and have good in you, but you hide it behind sarcasm. One person is sarcasm a little bit, I guess. The other person is just a bully. Hey, Lucette and I are nothing alike. Yeah, they really kind of aren't. I feel lighter somehow. I don't. I do not know if I have forgiven Delora just yet, but her cursing me has led me to see many things I would not have seen before. I owe her nothing, but I am still happy, even if the truth hurts. Oh, what's this? My lovely little princess is in here with you too? I haven't seen a crystal, so I wonder. Oh, Rumpel, you're early tonight. Surprised to see me, beautiful? Rumpel's early anxiety is gone. He looks at me with unbridled enthusiasm. I heard the princess's thank you from a distance. The words are always most beautiful when leaving her mouth. So you were also eavesdropping. You two are very alike. Not at all. Rumpel leans toward me and smiles. Oh, it was the right one. There we go. I was thinking I was going to have to restart. We're not. We're good. My dream is to one day hear those words from you two, because you say them as gentle as the wind. If you're here to talk to Parfait about medicine, then I'm out. Lucette, you should leave too. Well then, sleep well, beautiful maidens. I quickly finish my chores and return to my room, where I lay on my bed contemplating tomorrow. I cannot believe Bria wrote me back. Tomorrow I will meet with her, and hopefully she will agree to give me his journals. I hope this works. For Rumpel's sake. You need some kind of backup for that, I feel like, Princess. Chevalier. Okay, going into chapter 8. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end things here. I thought that I might go a little bit into the next chapter, but it's already past the half-hour mark for me. I'm sure after I edit it, it won't be quite that long, but yeah. We're going to go ahead and end things here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to subscribe, comment, like, share, all that lovely stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!